Hello, everybody. It's me, Nick Anderson, and this is the Wednesday Night Show starring Nick Anderson. This week, we've got a fantastic episode for you. I've got Matt Hassenmueller as a guest this week. He cut his hair with a kitchen shears on Facebook Live. I was one who watched this Facebook Live. There's over 100 people watching. It was hilarious. We've also got Scott Morfitt, who was the station manager of Converge Radio, a radio station that's local to Eau Claire that helped out a ton of local bands and other bands, played a lot of really great music. And my goodness, the coolest thing about Scott, I gotta say, the guy's voice is perfect for radio. And I always thought maybe this guy's voice is just like, maybe he just does that for the radio. But you just talk to the guy normal and his voice is still cooler than yours. So I'm very excited about our guest tonight. I wanted to start the show off tonight a little bit different than last week, partly because last week I prepared way too much. So this week I didn't prepare at all. And next week we'll probably have a happy medium. So for this week, I just wanted to share a story from the road with you guys. My band, Nick Anderson and the Skinny Lovers, last summer we were doing shows all over the Midwest. And one night we were in Mankato. And after our show, it was quite late. We got to our hotel. We went into the hotel. We had a room reserved for us, and I was guaranteed that this room had no worries about check-in. We could check in at whatever time we wanted, however late, however early, we could check in, we'd be good to go. So I walk in, say, "Hi, I'm Nick Anderson. I've got a reservation for a hotel room. Me and my boys would like to sleep." And he says, "I'm sorry, but your reservation is gone." And I say, "Well, bummer. We need a place to sleep." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Actually, I canceled your reservation out. I didn't think you guys were coming. So we have other rooms available, though, so it's all good." So I said, "Oh, good. Let's just grab a new room then. If we have to pay a little bit more, that's all right. I understand it's late. It was about 2 a.m. So he says, "Oh, looks like I can't actually give you a room." I said, "Oh, are they all full?" He said, No, we have got about 15 rooms open." I said, You can't give me a room then?" And he said, "No, they're all locked." I said, "Well, I know they're all locked. That's usually how hotels work. The rooms are locked, and then you ask if you can have one, and then you pay some money and they unlock it for you." He's like, Yeah, can't unlock any of these." I was like, well, that seems awfully strange. Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yep, positive." So I said, "Well, can I call a manager? Do you have a manager that I can call?" Knowing that, he's not going to want to call a manager because he's going to have to wake somebody up. It's 2 a.m. So he begrudgingly gives me a phone number and slides it across the table. I call the number, and the front desk phone starts to ring. He answers the phone, and it's me. I say, "Hello?" And he goes, "Hello?" I said, "It's me." And he goes, "Oh, it's you." He hangs up the phone. I said, "Yes, it was me. I would really like a room." Long story short, he tells me we can't get a room, and my reservation that I had, I still have to pay for. It was a credit card. It was automatically processed, so I was mad. And so I went to a Denny's. We got some breakfast, and then we got a new hotel. And in that new hotel, I told the guy my story because he said, "I need a room. This is the only hotel that's still open. I know it's expensive, but can you help me out?" And this guy helped me out. He cut the room cost in half for us, and then I spent the rest of the evening on the phone trying to get my money back for that crappy hotel who wouldn't give me a room. And stories like that happen quite often, but the important thing to remember from that story is that someone helped me out in the end, and I'm so grateful for those types of things happening. And I see those types of things happening all over the world right now. We've got tons of people helping out, donating, thanking. There's so much greatness going on in the world right now. So don't forget about that. That's the moral of my story. So with that, I want to talk about what beer I've got here today because I've decided I got to finish the beer before the episode can be done. And if I don't finish the beer, the episode can't be done. And you're just going to have to sit here and watch me drink my beer. So we're going to get this this beer going here. What I've got this week is a Lazy Monk Brewing Mad Monk IPA. Lazy Monk is a brewery that is downtown Eau Claire. It's a very, very nice family-run brewery, and they brew some good stuff. I am a big IPA fan, so Mad Monk IPA naturally was my favorite. Let's take a look at what this is like. That's good. I would have to say that it's hoppy, piney, and unfiltered. And it is very, very good. It's probably my favorite one, besides the Lazy Day Lager that they also have. Their brewery is a fantastic spot to hang out. They've got lots of benches. They've got a fireplace in the winter. And everyone is always so kind. They even have trivia nights and things like that, which I always go to and lose horribly. And without further ado, I'd like to bring Matt Hassenmueller into the stream. Again, Matt Hassenmueller cut his hair with kitchen shears on Facebook Live. Let's bring this boy in here. How you doing, Matt?
Hey, I'm in. I'm live, baby.
You're live. You're live. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Honestly, just first looks at you here, Matt.
Yeah.
Your hair looks pretty darn good.
I'll be honest, that was the top comment I received was it's not that bad.
Yeah.
The other thing though, it's not that good either. It just kind of is.
Can you give me a side to side for the people here?
Oh yeah, let me get real.
I like it.
It is a bit choppy on the sides. You lose accuracy when you're only using a Facebook Live feed as your guide.
Yeah. So for those of you a little bit more information, when Matt did this on Facebook Live, he put a bowl on his head and then used a kitchen shears to
The bowl is not part of my plan. I'll be honest. The bowl is not part of my plan.
Yeah, I saw a lot of comments come in that asked you to put the bowl on your head.
The comments flooded with bowl, use the bowl, please use the bowl. And at that point, you got to give the people what they want.
Yeah. Honestly, I joined in on the use the bowl. I hashtagged it because I thought that was funny.
I saw your hashtag. I saw your hashtag. Okay. Yeah, I saw it.
So that was good. That was good. And on Facebook Live, if I mean I am correct because I'm gonna tell it, but it's backwards. So like when you think you're cutting this way, it's backwards to you. It's not like a mirror. It's like opposite. So how did you deal with that?
Now I'll be honest. I didn't set out to make the perfect cut. I knew it wasn't going to be great. I knew it wouldn't be great. It was a lot more challenging than I thought.
Okay.
To get something decent. I also spent about 15 minutes sweeping up the immediate area, which was an unintended consequence. Because let me tell you, little hairs, they go everywhere.
Yeah.
They go everywhere.
Yeah.
But I think it served its purpose. You know, the real purpose behind what I did was an example of how the rules in our society have suddenly changed. You know?
Okay.
And that was what I was trying to represent in a silly, fun way. I mean, there's no rules anymore, and that's good.
Yeah. So that's kind of why you decided to cut your hair on Facebook Live, is because you wanted to kind of show in a fun way that the rules don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I would say that's the root of the idea was, how can I get across that nothing is the same right now?
Sure.
And hair is something people really, really pay a lot of attention to. And hashtag pay attention. Nick Anderson is skinny love it. But the thing is like it doesn't really matter, and it grows back. And it's such a temporary thing, you know?
Do you think that lizards also think that way? Do you think that when they lose their tail, they're like, it doesn't matter, it grows back?
I absolutely believe that lizards understand the idea of temporary more than anybody because they shed their skin.
Okay.
Anytime they're growing, they shed their skin. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Now, some safety questions I have because I was quite worried about you.
There was no safety. There was absolutely zero safety.
My wife Sierra and I were watching, and we were pretty concerned about you. We were both screaming at the TV because we were so concerned.
I don't believe that.
You were cutting along your head, and I couldn't tell where your ear was, so I was pretty concerned.
Yeah, I didn't know where my ear was either. I just knew that I would know if I found it.
Yes. Yeah. Which actually probably would have ended up more viewers for you.
In my head, I thought, well, if I bleed, this may go viral.
Yeah.
And that's even better for the cause.
So what I was thinking is actually we should schedule Matt cuts his ear off on Facebook Live.
That is an idea I had. So immediately after the event, I got a group FaceTime from some of my friends who were watching. And there was a point in you were watching, you saw this. There was a point in the stream where people kept demanding more hair be cut.
Yes, I also demanded that, yeah.
And I had to make a decision as a human about where I draw the line. Because
And the line that you drew wasn't at where the bowl was?
Well, here's the thing. Instinctually, I am a person who craves attention. Obviously, I went to Facebook Live to cut my hair. That is something I'm cursed with. It's happened my entire life. Any teacher I've had will tell you that.
Sure.
But I had to morally discuss in my head, do I give the audience what they want? Or do I do what I said I was going to do? And I decided to just do what I said I was going to do. I'm going to cut my hair on Facebook Live because I could easily see myself escalating to a point where in 3 weeks I'm cutting my arm off with a garden shears, you know? And so I knew that I had to put the halt on right there.
Sure. That does make sense. And you talked a little bit about how you have this thirst for attention, and I think a lot of people have this thirst for attention.
I see where you're pivoting, and let's go for it, baby.
Especially with social media these days, and I think it's so easy to ask for attention, put it out there, and do ridiculous things to get attention. Now, what you did was ridiculous but safe and wholesome, I would say. But what some people do isn't. I've got, we've all seen it on social media. People who are posting, photos with no clothes on, or posting just ridiculous things like they are cutting their arm off. At least 8 or 9 of my Facebook friends have cut their arms off for social media.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the Pain Olympics?
I have heard of it.
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
I don't know what your rating is on the show, but I can explain it, or we can just move on.
We're gonna move on.
We should move on. Let me tell you one thing: is that my mother did text me about 7 separate times telling me not to do it. One of the texts did say, I don't want my son to be a whore. And here's why I bring this up. I had to then explain to my mother that I have been a whore for years. I toured the country for years to try to get people to like me.
As a lead singer, nonetheless.
I had to explain to my own mother that I have been a whore. I will continue being a whore. And in fact, the way she raised me maybe resulted in me being that whore.
Oh, boy. Well, speaking of whores.
Yes.
My band has a new song coming out this Friday, Matt. And it's called Pay Attention. And
I've heard it.
The idea for this song is that everyone is screaming, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention to me. On the internet or on the stage.
Yeah.
And myself included. You're saying that you do it. I do it as well.
Yep.
I love attention. And so do the large majority of us.
We love it.
I talked about how in the music industry these days, I want to be a musician. The way you become a musician these days is by getting people to pay attention to you. You have your music, but you get people to pay attention to your personality, your social media, all these things. So I wrote a song, lyrics, pay attention is what we all say. Please like me so I can get paid.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, being an artist, especially in music, the actual performance of the song and the writing of the song and the creating of the song is maybe only 20% of the game now. There is no pure artist anymore. If you want to be an artist, you're all in. You know, you have to express yourself in every single way. And I think that's good. I think it's going to weed out a lot of competition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's what an artist should be. It should, you should show your ups and your downs. You should show every single side of yourself. Like that is what a pure artist is to me.
Yeah.
And I think I would imagine you agree. And
I would.
let me tell you, the Millennium wrote a record about it. It was called "But Do We Ever Ask Ourselves?" and it was completely about the same thing you're touching on. And I think the more people touch on it, those kind of weird conversations about wait, what are we doing? That is where the good stuff is.
Yeah, agreed. And with that, Matt, I'm going to say thank you and get to our second guest of the evening.
Hey,
Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. You've always been a fantastic friend of mine. And I really enjoyed your Facebook Live. Matt Hassenmueller cutting his hair with a kitchen shears on Facebook Live.
Hey, there's more content to come, baby. Just add me on Facebook. Hey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Add Matt on Facebook. And Matt, we'll talk again soon.
Hey.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you guys so much for listening to Matt and I have a little chat together. Next, I'm going to bring in Scott Morfitt. Scott Morfitt was the station manager for Converge Radio out of Eau Claire. Let's bring in Scott.
Hey Nick, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm just going to slide into this shot.
Absolutely.
I must say, like your last guest,
yeah,
I also cut my own hair this week.
Did you?
And used a bowl. So there you go.
Okay. I like it. And you didn't cut yourself at all on that, did you?
I did not. I've done it once or twice before.
Okay.
I feel like I should Facebook Live it now, though.
Sure. Absolutely. I would say if you're not Facebook Living your haircuts these days, you're just not doing anything correctly.
That's true.
So, Scott, you were the station manager at Converge Radio, and we just saw, at least I saw on Facebook, that you are leaving town, and I was so disappointed, upset that you're leaving town, but tell me a little bit about what was going on at this station. And
well, you're kicking me out of my job about 30 days.
I know, I said it all,
Nick.
I said it all wrong.
Days at the helm.
I apologize.
Till I go out. I'm not done yet.
All right.
We're doing some fun, cool things. I'd love to talk with you about it. But yes, yeah. I am gonna be stepping down in about 30 days from the full-on manager role. Still handling some stuff in the community. We do a lot of like concerts and stuff. I'm going to be working with that.
Okay.
We help out the Blue Ox Festival.
All right.
Still getting used to like getting my things in the shot. Still getting used to the product placement.
Yeah.
That's this new reality. We got to get used to the product placement in our webcam videos.
That's right.
But no, I'm still around, but there is some really cool things happening to the management in the next few days.
Awesome. Well, I was so sad to see you go, but I have been following you on social media, and I mean, so sad to you know what I mean. I'm so sad to know that you in the future will be leaving. One day I will be gone. Yes, one day you will be gone. So, but I'm glad that there's going to be some great things moving in with the radio station there, and I think myself and all the other musicians and anyone else who is watching right now, if you want to just comment and thank Scott and tag Converge Radio. Scott, you've done a ton for my band over the last few years. You've put a bunch of our songs on your radio station and played them all over the place because of the radio station. So I wanted to say thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And you said you had some exciting things going on with the station. What did you want to tell us about?
Well, I mean, one of the things that we're doing, the next one will air at 8 p.m. tonight in just about 40 minutes from when we're airing this live. But we've started doing a lot of live concerts on air. We do them Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. and then Wednesdays at 8 p.m. because we have this Passion Pod show that's happening right now. I'm stepping on our Passion Pod broadcast.
Oh, no.
No, but we have, but we're getting live concerts, a lot of live recordings in the mix, because so many people are doing their live shows and stuff, and we think like if we can share them through our radio platform and give a second life to a lot of that stuff, and we've had a Nick Anderson one on.
You did, which was fantastic.
And yeah, so that's been a real great new mission of ours, and yeah, we've been excited to do that, and we're doing a lot more round the clock content. One of the things that happened the last week is the station actually went fully remote. If I sound halfway decent, I'm actually talking into my studio mic, which is right next to me, and we got our team. various levels of mics, and we've trained them in remote broadcasting. So we actually have full-on remote hosting of our station.
That is cool.
And adding to our music database and all of those things. So we're able to run our operations.
That's cool.
Even though we're in our homes.
And that's neat because, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have quite a few students that help out with the radio.
We definitely do. And yeah, so some of the things that go into it, and this is where it gets a little nerdy and boring. But
I love nerdy and boring.
But like it's an operation of teaching them remote desktoping.
Okay.
But then also signal chain, and we use Audacity for everyone, myself included, even though I have different DAWs and stuff. Sure. But we use Audacity, and we have people do the same chain of like noise reduction and EQ and compression. Sure. So then, and I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to us live in the last few days, but our goal is that all of our hosts sound seamless, like we're in the studio. And I think we've gotten pretty close to that consistency, which is, I mean, really nerdy exciting. So we're still almost live hosting. We're like, I don't want to spoil it, but we're about a song back behind when we're hosting because, we can't quite take the studio live, but we're very, very close. Sure. And our whole team's been able to operate it that way. So that's been pretty rad.
That's fantastic. And I have listened in the last few days, and the quality is fantastic. So I'm okay with you being behind a song and, not being completely live there. And I think it's fantastic that so many students can come in and learn all of these great skills. And then right now with all of this craziness and having to remote broadcast, that's just another thing they can add to their resume. As well as just a great experience to be remote broadcasting. Scott was talking a little bit about DAWs and things like that. That's a digital audio workstation. So what that means is it's a program they're running on their computer to help with sound and things like that for the radio.
Oh yeah, and like one of the cool things with Converge Blue Gold is we've always had a mix of students, but then also volunteer community collaborators like people like Jerica Miguel, Davey J, Ed Huggin, legend. Sorry, Ed. But we have people who are able to also work within that chain and move their operations to remote and just work as a team with our students. And like, that's really been for me, the exciting thing about Converge for the beginning. We have about equal parts students and volunteers in the community.
Sure.
And that's definitely going to continue. So
fantastic. Yeah. All right. Now I have one more burning question for you before we let you go here. And I think this is a question that all of us have for you and seasoned radio veterans such as yourself.
I believe the Boston market was always there.
The voice. Were you born with the voice or did you work on it? Or where did it come? Did you open your mouth and just everyone was like, "Dude, you gotta get on the radio"?
Right. So I always describe my voice as equal parts gravel and lisp. I didn't sound like this as a child. I hope I didn't anyway.
Darn it! I was hoping you did.
Scary kid. No, I don't know. This voice comes with an equal part 20s and early 30s spent trying to destroy it with bad liquor and cigarettes.
Sure.
And then coming to terms with it and adding some teas and not smoking cigarettes.
Sure.
To accomplish where this pastiche is today.
Well, I got to say, I've always loved your radio voice. It's fantastic. You're one of the few radio voices where every time you hear Scott Morfitt, you're like, that's Scott Morfitt right there. So, and not a lot of people have that. There's a lot of people with cool radio voices, but there's not a lot of people with unique radio voices.
Well, no, because I've always wished I have and I'll try it. I always laugh when I try this, but I've always wished I had the you're listening to Top 40s in the Evening with Shane Stevens on Z87.9.
Yeah.
Make sure not to flame anyone on that. But I've always wished I had one of those super dynamic voices, but I use this one. It's cool.
I like it. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Scott. And,
thank you.
Congratulations on the move in upcoming weeks. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for everything you've done for the community. Make sure to thank Scott in the comments and share this post. And after this broadcast, go listen to the Passion
J
Pod.
Sunday, 8 p.m.
That's right. That's right. Awesome. Well, anything else you want to say, Scott, before we let you off here?
I'm the last is I'm going to say for Converge again, the best is yet to come. Like, I couldn't be more excited for the team that's going to be taking it up. I'm going to be sticking around. I'm launching a new show called Local Independence. It's going to be a podcast slash radio show slash maybe a little web. I'm still figuring all of that out. Like, I am excited to get to create myself. I've loved managing, but now I'm going back into production. I'm super, super stoked about that.
Awesome.
And I'm just excited to even move to the other side of the state to Southeast Wisconsin and figure out how to bring more synergy and more ideas about what Wisconsin music is. Because I feel like those two sides of the state, while like Mile of Music's happened, I feel like Wisconsin music needs that last little like bump for people to be working together. So if the next thing is helping that in some way, I'd be super stoked.
Awesome. And when you have, the new things that you're going to put out, whether it's a podcast or an online, I'll definitely post it on the band's page so that all of these viewers can see it. And otherwise, follow Converge Radio, and we'll make sure that when Scott puts his content out, that you guys see it from our page as well. So.
Well, and I'll still have this webcam then. So if you need me on the show again,
you got it. You got it. I'd love to have you again.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for all you do. Thank you for your positivity. You're a great leader in this community, and I really have always appreciated that.
Well, thank you. That makes me very happy. So you're very kind to say that, and thanks. So
thank you.
Have a fantastic evening. We'll let you go now.
I will.
All right. See ya. Well, how about that? Scott Morfitt, fantastic guy. Matt Hassenmueller, okay guy. I'm just kidding. He's also a fantastic guy. It's wonderful to bring cool people on the show, and it was such a fun time to have 2 guests on the show this week. I know we've gone a little bit long. I promised a 15-minute show, but guess what? That was just too much fun. So, how staged did that sound? That was just too much fun. To end the show tonight, I wanted to do what I do best and what I love most about working. Not what I love most, but I wanted to play you guys a song. And this Friday, my band is releasing a song called Pay Attention. And it's going to be a full band song, full production. But we're also releasing something called a Simple Session. And what the Simple Session is, every 6 weeks, with our big production song, we're releasing something very simple. Something that's just a guitar and a voice. Something that's just piano and voice. We'll see. It can be whatever we want it to be, but it's going to be simple. So this week's Simple Session that we're releasing is Knockin' on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan, one of my all-time favorite songs to play. And I'm gonna play it for you guys tonight to end this show. So let's see, where did I put my guitar pick? Don't have one. That's all right. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this song. I actually just found the guitar pick on the floor. So we're going to grab that. We're going to finish up. This is Knocking on Heaven's Door. Originally by Bob Dylan. And some of you have probably heard the Guns N' Roses version. And I heard the Nick Anderson version. I'll take this special vow from me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. I feel like I come knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, 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 knocking on heaven's door. Might take these guns away from me. I can't shoot them anymore. There's a long black cloud and it's coming down. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. I'm knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I'm knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I'm knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I'm knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I'm knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I'm knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Thank you guys so much. And as promised, I gotta finish this beer before I say goodbye. So, to end this week's show, I want to say, keep being positive out there. Keep being yourself and keep smiling every day. Just smile. It'll make you happy. We can get through this together. I know we can. And I also wanted to let you know that tomorrow evening, I am going to be performing on the Grand Theater Wausau's Facebook page. I'm going to post it on the band page so that you guys can all see it as well if you can't find their page. But the Grand Theater Wausau reached out to me a couple days ago and said, hey, would you want to do a Facebook Live on our page for our patrons? And I said, absolutely. So tomorrow, I'm going to turn this into a stage. I'm going to put some stage lighting. I'm even going to use the old fog machine that I bought. And we're going to have a good old show tomorrow night. It's going to be a happy hour, so grab yourself a drink, and we'll have a good time. And with that, I'm going to finish this beer, and we're going to play the outro. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I'm Nick Anderson, and you guys keep smiling.